calls timeout. Boogie, backdoor, Clay, beautiful left hand off the window, a 16-0 run. And the Avalanche is complete. An 18-0 run. They went from down 5 to up 8 by the end of the third. Still, though, it's a ball game into the fourth. That's where Clay kind of does the splits. I thought it might have been a groin the way he walked off, but stretching, and it's a hamstring that's troubling him. Again, Game 3's Wednesday. He left, didn't come back. 7-point lead, Danny Green buries the three. Obligatory cutaway. Boogie contributed significantly in this game, and so did Quinn Cook. Cook had 9 in this game, and there was 3, and there's 3 more. Lead back to 10. Remember the contributions that the Raptors got from Gasol and Siakam in the first game? They were held well under that in this one, and there, Ozzy! Andrew Bogut forced into action because of an injury to Looney. He contributed with 3 not 1, not 2, 3 alley-oops. Late going, foul call. Steph gets an. You deserve the. Don't ask why. You chuck the ball in the air, they're going to give you a T. Steph Curry got a T. All right, so it's a 5-point game. Draymond down the lane. Knocked out of bounds. They said it was off Gasol. They going to take a look? They take a look. I was going to say it didn't look like it's off off Toronto. It's off Golden State. Off the miss, second chance points, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game after the Danny Green 3. And then Curry. This is a possession that looks like it's all going to go wrong. Then wide open, Iguodala. All 3 of these. What a monstrous shot. But Draymond Green with Ramona Shelburne after the 5-point win.
Draymond, you guys were down 12 in that first half. How did you turn it around?
We just continued to play. We were getting great looks. They just weren't going in. We knew if we stayed the course, took some of those transition buckets away, we can always get back in the game.
Your slogan is strength in numbers. How many guys you got left after this game?
I don't know. But, that's the kind of story of my life. Ain't nothing ever came easy for me. So, it's just another challenge for us. And I haven't seen us sponsor to a challenge yet.
You haven't seen Boogie Cousins in a while. Did you know he had all this game left?
Absolutely. He's been talking to me like, yo, Coach got to trust me. I'm ready for this moment. He texted me. I've been preparing for this moment forever. I need the moment. Coach put him out there. He trusted me. He came through big for us, and we're going to need him the rest of this series.
We showed you that 18-0 run to begin the third quarter. The longest run by any team in the NBA Finals to begin a half since the ABA-NBA merger in 1977. To add some context to what you see, the Warriors were 5 for 7 on open shots and contested shots, 6 of 8, and they contested 6 of the 8 Raptors field goals, I should say. Klay Thompson scored or assisted on 13 of the 18 points. Tim Legler's alongside. And, Tim, I mentioned that you and I spoke about that third quarter, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, this might seem like a silly thing to point out, but that building's on fire. And then people go at halftime, you got the lead. People are slow to get back to their seats. Home court advantage is a real thing. And it's not an advantage when Golden State finds their footing and then they land that flurry of punches. I'm not saying that's a big part of it, but is it a little part of it?
Yeah, it played into it. And I'm going to get into in a second the start of the second half.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm good. But first, to me, Scott,
end of the first half.
It was started with what happened at the end of the second quarter. In a half that Toronto dominates, they allow Curry to get loose at the end of the half. And at this point, he's bottled up. He doesn't look well. They're checking out on him on the bench. He looks like he's physically ill. He doesn't have any energy. He doesn't have any space. And they make some mistakes at the end of the half. He gets a walk-up 3 because Kawhi's not up on the screener. Then he gets the breakaway layup off the turnover. He gets a short little runner in the middle there, and he finishes with 2 free throws. So Steph Curry gets 9 points in the last 2:50 of the second quarter. That, to me, felt like a huge momentum shift in the game because not only is he now feeling it, it's a 5-point game. It should have been 12-15. You can't allow Golden State to narrow the gap like that as you're walking off the court, knowing that coming out, you aren't going to have that emotion in the crowd to start of the second half. That's most NBA arenas, right?
Of course. I'm not singling out Toronto. I'm just saying I'm singling them out because their home court advantage is so good that it's noticeable when there's a ton of empty seats and people aren't ready to go nuts.
Which is why your margin for error needs to be greater. You need to go in there up 12. So if you do have a slow start, right now, maybe you call timeout. It's only an 8-point game instead of 5 from what it was. And so for me, that's where it all started to turn. And then they came out in the third quarter and their passing in motion really turned the game.
In the highlight, we showed Bogut and Cook contributing in ways that you couldn't have imagined they would be asked to, or I shouldn't say be able, but they did. They're certainly capable of it. But I'm looking at Siakam and Gasol. They had 52 in game one. I'm thinking there's no chance. Golden State's like, go ahead and do that again. They had 18 in this game. So, I mean, that jumps off the page. But as you're watching and as you're putting stuff together to show us, to illustrate where the game's won and lost, what stands out?
So they come out to start the third quarter. Golden State's feeling a little better about themselves at halftime. And now the motion and the passing turns the game. They get 14 straight buckets on assists to start the third quarter. This is a set play. Here's what they're trying to get. You're going to get a back screen here. They're going to get Iggy out of there, right? So now you get the back cut. And then the last part of this is going to be Cousins cleaning up for Curry, bringing him to the ball. It's a set they run all the time. But it begins with this back screen action. And when you're guarding a guy like Steph Curry, man, are you afraid to leave his side. And so you end up getting this action right here on this screen. Now, this is one of those situations, to me, this should be an obvious switch. I mean, Danny Green should just switch off here, pick up Draymond, and then when Curry pops out, that's okay. We got Kawhi jumping. They don't do it because Danny Green is so concerned about Steph Curry getting a three that you get an easy pitch and catch layup right here. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Great design, great execution. The motion and the passing starting to take over the game. Here's the very next trip. Curry with the rebound, throws it ahead, and right here, take a look. He's looking up the floor, and he sees this, and you can see him pointing. He's saying, get the ball into the post. It's exactly what they do. How good was DeMarcus Cousins tonight, by the way?
Remarkable. I thought when he went down with that injury, we'd never see him again this postseason. Good for him.
So good tonight. You can't say enough at the minutes, the production you gave him. And again, here goes that weak side action with Steph Curry. You're so afraid of him popping free off the cut. Kawhi Leonard falls asleep a little bit. You get this little brush screen, and here goes Klay Thompson. And again, it's an easy little drop-off layup to Klay. So first half, Golden State, I think they started the game shooting 28% through a quarter plus. Now they start getting the motion, the movement. They're getting layups. They're getting open threes. Completely different offensive flow in that third quarter, but it all started with that last 3 minutes of the first half.
Totally agree. If it was a fight, there'd have been a standing 8 in that second when they're down double digits. But this is a heavyweight champ. You let them catch their breath and get their legs beneath them, and then good luck. But then Toronto punches back, and we end up in a wild sequence there at the end where it looked like Golden State's trying to turn it over. Iguodala gets that look. He takes that long, pregnant pause, stares it down, and makes it. What do you make of this sequence?
And it looks to me like the coaches right there are screaming to foul Draymond Green once Curry gives it up the first time because they're definitely close enough to do it. Instead, he hits Livingston. It ends up back over to Curry, and then eventually Iguodala, who takes that three. A lot of nerve there because you got 3-4 seconds left on the shot clock. But I do think that's the right play because if you don't take that shot, you might end up not getting a clean look or turning it over in a 2-point game. That's a guy that's been a finals MVP. He's not afraid of the lights, steps up, makes a huge shot. But look, I also want to talk about Klay going down. And this guy that you're about to talk to, you can't say enough about what Quinn Cook did coming in and giving them 9 points at a critical time in the game with Klay Thompson limping off the floor. We talked about Cousins. Great. Draymond Green was sensational. They got basically contributions up and down that roster, and this is why they're the world champs, man. Margin for error is so small against this team. They make you pay like nobody else.
Tim Legler, Scott Van Pelt, SportsCenter, 11 o'clock in the East, and you made my segue perfectly. I will just turn and welcome in Quinn Cook. Congratulations on a significant contribution, man. The time came for those shots. You were ready for the moment and rose to the occasion. How did that, Tim just described that third quarter avalanche. How did it all come together from your vantage point?
Just getting stops. I thought we started the second half the way we were supposed to, just getting stops. Letting our defense dictate our offense. Obviously, we're talented offensively, but, we take a lot of pride defensively. So I thought we got stops and, we got some shots to go in and, got everybody going.
Quinn, you all as a team are so familiar with these moments and absorbing other teams' runs and then delivering your own. In that second quarter, building's on fire. You all are down 12. What's Coach Kerr's message to you all as a group?
Oh, weather the storm. Weather the storm. I thought, we weathered their storm the way we were supposed to. We closed the second quarter out the right way, had some momentum going to the second half. And, we've been in this situation before at all aspects of the season and every level of the playoffs. So guys have no panic in them. And our leaders do a great job of just keeping everybody composed. And, like I said earlier, the third quarter really started our, run for, the win tonight.
Whether it's Boogie coming back from an injury and delivering, whether it's Bogut off the bench with, I believe it was 3 alley-oops, whether it's you, next man up's a cliche in sports, but all of the guys who were the next guys up for you delivered. For you personally, those shots, delivering the way you did, the satisfaction you feel in a moment sitting here right now is what?
Great, obviously, to win in the finals is definitely great, especially here, to get one here, go back, to Oakland. 1-1 is definitely big. It definitely, changes things in the series, but obviously it's a long series left. So to get this win feels amazing. Obviously everybody stepping up makes it even better. And with guys out, Clay getting hurt, getting banged up, Loon getting banged up, K still out. Guys just have to step up, and we always have our brothers back. So, guys that have confidence in us all season, we have confidence in each other and in ourselves, and, it paid off tonight.
Well, I know what you know, and that's when the time comes, the DMV is ready to stand up, and I see you doing your thing, man. Congratulations on delivering a big way and making those big shots, and thanks for sitting down with us here on the show, Quinn.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. That's Quinn Cook. And this is SportsCenter. Golden State gets back and evens up this series. And part of the reason why Quinn Cook's contributions were required is that not only was, Iguodala comes back from the injury. Obviously, Durant is out. But in this game, Klay Thompson, who was playing fantastic basketball, goes out with a hamstring strain. Steve Kerr moments ago describing the situation there.
Not really. Klay said he'll be fine.